At 3:17 a.m., the city goes charcoal dark, and Lena realizes the red light no longer matters. The buzz of neon vanishes, the subway hushes, even refrigerators stop humming behind convenience store glass.
Above her, a billboard promises a clean future, yet the present is sitting in the dark, unpaid and unsure.
Out at the port, a tanker moves with calm certainty, delivering the fuel the grid can't promise tonight.
An hour later, power returns, and Lena's phone erupts, as if the city woke up angry and hungry. Her boss asks the usual question after a blackout. Was it wind, the grid, the price, or politics?
Everyone has a theory, and every theory sounds confident until the next outage proves confidence is cheap.
By daylight, the world looks greener. Photo ops at solar farms, promises of net zero, smiles for the camera.
Annual reports say transition, sustainability, responsibility. Words polished until they shine like a new coin. Evan joins a battery storage startup, telling his perils, with bright eyes, that he's building the future.
A factory owner signs for renewable electricity because customers demand cleaner supply chains, at least on paper.
A minister vows to lead the shift, promising less fossil dependence and more security for the nation.
Even oil giants announce low-carbon projects, and headlines declare the old world is joining the new.
Then markets tighten, inflation bites, rates rise, supply chains snarl, and energy stops feeling like a product.
Quietly, the language changes. Discipline, returns, shareholder value, while low-carbon budgets begin to shrink. Evan feels it in meetings that used to dream big, but now obsess over runway, contracts, and survival.
Mr. Huey sees bills rising and orders softening, and green requirements suddenly sound quieter than keeping jobs.
The minister shifts tone too, talking less about 2050 and more about winter, prices, and elections.
Two clocks start fighting. Climate science counts decades, but earnings count quarters, and quarters usually win.
Demand doesn't vanish. People drive, planes fly, ships move goods, and factories still need dependable heat. So prices swing. A shock spikes costs, a slowdown drops them, and everyone lurches between panic and relief.
Evan's big project stalls on something unglamorous. Transformer delays, permits, and a grid built for yesterday.
Mr. Hoy tries to electrify his line, but the grid warns him. Without upgrades, the power simply isn't there.
And every time the future stumbles, the old certainty glides back into view. Quiet, reliable, and paid for. Oil's advantage is boring but brutal. Pipelines, storage, refineries, trained crews, an entire system already built.
Clean power needs new wires, permits, and patience. Then politics shows up, and timelines stretch like chewing gum.
When uncertain rises, money hunt clarity, and oil often looks like the simplest answer for quick returns. Executives emphasize core production, investors applaud discipline, and the market rewards whatever feels safe today.
Evan watches and learns a painful rule. The future must compete with the present on the present's terms. For households, it's simpler. When energy bills jump, climate talk gets drowned out by survival math.
For industry, the choice is harsh. Wait years for upgrades, or keep burning fuel to keep production alive. For leaders, fear is persuasive. Keep the lights on now, or risk blackouts that end careers.
The problem isn't that clean tech fails. It's that scaling it needs grids, storage, and coordination we still lack. He discovers the transition is also paperwork, land rights, interconnection queues, and approvals that move at human speed. New supply chains are forming, but oil's old machine still runs flawlessly because it's had a century to mature.
Meanwhile, electricity demand rises, cooling, data, charging, so the grid is asked to sprint while still crawling.
Lena starts watching energy like weather because one outage taught her that promises don't power refrigerators.
She sees the pattern. green speeches, but steady oil demand, so the price of certainty keeps climbing.
It's a tug of war between clocks, and every shock gives the quarterly clock another strong pull.
In quiet corridors, deals form fast because oil projects look familiar to banks, regulators, and investors.
Evan pitches storage, but the banker asks the hardest question.
Yeah.
Who guarantees revenue when policy can flip overnight?
The minister learns that stability is political currency, and voters punish outages faster than they reward long-term plans.
Even green-minded customers blink when costs rise, and suddenly the demand is simple. Keep it cheap, keep it moving.
Price volatility becomes the story, and it spreads like a cold, from ports to factories to kitchens.
So the theme returns. The world says green, but money keeps running back to oil when fear speaks loudest. And
For Evan, the delay is personal. The future isn't canceled. It's just stuck behind 1,000 small bottlenecks. And Lena learns the simplest lesson. Slogans don't keep streets lit. Systems do. Or they don't. Here's the twist. The transition can stall even when everyone agrees, because agreement isn't a plan.
without stable rules, billion-dollar projects become a gamble, and gambles demand returns that many clean projects can't yet offer.
And without wires and upgrades, wind and solar can't scale, because electricity still needs a road to travel.
The world needs a bridge for reliability, but the bridge becomes a trap if we keep extending it forever.
In markets, oil isn't just fuel. It's a hedge, a way to buy certainty when the world keeps producing shocks. That's why people run to whatever prevents immediate collapse, even if it delays the cleaner future they claim to want.
Still, progress exists. Evan's storage unit goes live, and on a hot afternoon it stops a neighborhood from going dark.
He smiles, then sees fresh oil expansion, and realizes the transition isn't a straight road. It's a fight. Mr. High compromises too. One cleaner upgrade here, one old burner there, because stability keeps payroll alive. Leaders talk about reform, but every upgrade passes through law, land, and time. Slow forces that ignore urgency.
The tanker keeps moving, and the climate clock keeps counting. Both silent, both unstoppable in their own way.
Months later, the billboard changes, less confident, more careful, as if even marketing learned humility.
Lena now trusts systems over speeches, and she can feel how quickly normal life depends on cheap, steady energy. The real question isn't belief in green. It's whether we build the boring parts fast enough to make it the default. If we don't, we get the chaotic middle. Slow net zero, high oil demand, and prices swinging like a pendulum. Every shock then becomes an excuse to delay one more year, and another, until delay becomes the policy. In the end, the future isn't chosen by speeches. It's chosen by what gets funded when fear and profit disagree. So watch the money. It reveals what leaders truly value long before the slogans catch up. We can build a cleaner system that feels as reliable as oil, but only if we invest before the next crisis forces us.
What do you think? Are we truly transitioning or just postponing? Tell me in the comments.
If this mo you think, hit like. Your support helps these stories reach more people.
And subscribe to Economic 8-Bit so you don't miss global economic breakdowns shaping your daily life. Because the next energy shock is coming, and being informed is the first kind of resilience.